So, as everyone has stated, Mindy Levine was my mentor. She's Mrs. Glatt's sister, and she was amazing. She was undergraduate and graduate school at Columbia University, where she majored in chemistry. She did her postdoctoral fellowship at MIT and became a chemistry professor in 2010. She currently is on sabbatical in Israel, which is why she is not here. And she teaches at Bar-Ilan University when she is now in Israel. And before, she lived in Sharon, Massachusetts, and taught in the University of Rhode Island. We continue. So for my project, we created an alcohol detecting system, and we did this by the method of color changing. We worked to develop detection methods, and we discussed a lot what this would help and how we could go through with this. So we worked with basically two different types of alcohol. We worked with butyl alcohol and also ethyl alcohol. We created a color changing system using 2-hydroxy beta-cyclodextrin. We used a dye, preferably a non-polar dye, and we also used the alcohol and water. We analyzed the difference in the alcohol-containing substances rather than the non-alcohol containing substances and found a system to have the whole solution change in color when we add the alcohol as opposed to the water. Now, the color changes were quantified in red, blue, green values as well as hue, saturation, and luminescence. We ran this through an online program to be able to find the actual numerical values of the colors in the pictures that we sent in. The way the system works is that we begin with adding some cyclodextrin into the water. And we start with water, and cyclodextrin is a molecule that is half nonpolar and half polar. So what happens is when it's mixed with the water, which is polar, the cyclodextrin, the nonpolar parts of the cyclodextrin will all move to the middle, which forms a ring. And what happens is that the inside of the ring will now be nonpolar and the outside polar. We then added the dye, which the dye is a small nonpolar molecule, which made its way into the cyclodextrin because since it is nonpolar, it did not want to be along with all of the polar water, so it finds its way inside the ring. And what happens is that we then added the alcohol. The alcohol has a big nonpolar section as well as a small polar section, but we worked mostly with the nonpolar section. What happens is that after adding the water, the alcohol works very hard to make its way into the cyclodextrin because it also wants to be away from the polar water. So what happens is as it makes its way into the cyclodextrin is not big enough to hold both the alcohol and the dye, and since the alcohol is a bigger molecule, it kicks the dye out of the cyclodextrin. We worked with many different sizes of cyclodextrin until we found one that works specifically with the size of the molecules of the butyl and the ethyl alcohol. And what happens is that when the dye is kicked out, the environment surrounding the dye changes, and it therefore creates a different color because the light reflects differently upon the dye itself. So we found results basically, as I said, with the online software where we sent in our picture. We had a nice little photo booth, very fancy looking, where we took the picture and sent it up to this online lab. So I only attached the tables and the graphs regarding the differences between the water and cyclodextrin and dye as opposed to the alcohol, so that we could tell the difference whether or not there is alcohol in the substance. But we also analyzed the difference between the different alcohols and the difference regarding the standard deviation from the water itself. So as you can see, the butyl and the ethyl alcohol, the red values tend to be lower than the water values, and this continues in different patterns along each green, blue, hue, saturation, and luminescence. They each follow a different pattern. We turn this into a graph. It's kind of light here, but you could see itself. So these columns basically show, the water values. And since in this graph we are finding the difference between the alcohol and the water, so we have the two lines here represent the different values. And we created in this type of graph so you could see the difference. So you could see that mostly the values of the butyl and the ethyl alcohol were lower than the values of the water, although this did change specifically in the blue values and the luminescence values. But this is a way that we can find this. Although we have to fine-tune it for specific different types of alcohols, we could see this in different ways. And this is a very easy way and a very straightforward way for someone to test at home the difference between whether there's alcohol or not in their solution. Here are some examples. These pictures are kind of light with the camera on, but with the lights on, but what happens is that you can't usually see it with your very own eyes. But when you send in the picture, in the same photo booth, in the same lighting, in the same settings, you find that the colors actually change between this is the butyl alcohol with the cyclodextrin and the butyl alcohol without the cyclodextrin, ethyl alcohol with cyclodextrin, ethyl alcohol without cyclodextrin. And since the water is the control, we did find that the water with cyclodextrin and without the cyclodextrin were thankfully the same color. And this is a very easy way for us to tell the difference and see. Thank you.